we might have a squad, guys. What did I tell you all in the last video? I said, man, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't have a rooting interest. I like Darius Cooper's play a lot. I think Darius Cooper deserves to be on the roster, but I told you guys in the comment sections and in that video, man, this thing ain't done yet, and we are deeper on the back end at the receiver position than I think a lot of people realize. Like, yes, you're not necessarily going to get a guy that's going to come in and be A.J. Brown year one inside the system for the Philadelphia Eagles. But the times that and this is the point I was trying to make to people, the times that we lost A.J. Brown from the offense, he got detracted from the offense, and like you could see the offense being pulled back on, right? So if you go before we even had A.J. Brown in 2021, all the way to any time between 2022 and 2025, and it was only a handful of games, guys. He actually didn't miss that many games for us. But anytime you saw the offense being detracted from there, it was because the depth wasn't great behind Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. I don't think that's true this year, guys. I think that you're seeing it play out in camp. Damn, this squad is like, you got people hungry to make the team, man. You got people who can actually make an impact, even if they're only going to see 30 targets on the entirety of an NFL season. They're going to try to make their damnedest out of those 30 targets, to be honest. And I think you saw that right from the jump. Like last week, we talked about week one, and I said, man, Darius Cooper kind of looks like he's ahead of everybody. Darius Cooper looks like he understands the assignment, right? We talked about in the actual spring, we were talking about during OTAs that Johnny Wilson seemed to be kind of coming back healthy and was like making a little bit of a difference during OTAs. And he looked like a guy like, okay, like this dude's ready to compete. Well, now we're seeing Elijah Moore do it. Elijah Moore comes out the first day of week 2, the second week of camp, and makes a statement. Big play after big play. And what I love about what I'm reading from the reports and what I'm seeing from the reports is, it's not like the Eagles offense is just like cooking the defense and there's no back and forth. Like, yo, mistakes are being made and they're growing. You could definitely tell that like some shit's happening and the defense is winning reps very obviously, even when the offense is having good days. But with that said, I think that there's growth in that, man. I think people discount that stuff too much, guys, in my opinion. And you'll hear people at times kind of like, look down upon the offense when there's a turnover. It's camp, man. There's supposed to be turnovers. You just don't want it being like ridiculously, a crazy amount of turnovers. A turnover here and there during camp. Well, hell, that should be expected a little bit, guys. We're installing a new offense. I mean, you heard Nick Sirianni say that basically we're going to have 10 install days. Actually, today, from what I understand, was not an install day. This was one of the first times we got to see the offense run something back, concepts that they've already learned, something that they already knew, and they looked proficient. They looked proficient. And I know a lot of people were pissed after Saturday's practice, right? We had some red zone. It wasn't that many red zone, snaps out there, but we did have some, like 10, 12 red zone snaps, and the only time that we seemed to have put the ball in the end zone in those red zone snaps on Saturday was on running plays, essentially, right? But today, you saw Jalen put up 3 touchdowns. You saw Jalen and the offense actually look competent. Look like they were in rhythm. Look like, oh man, there's something to look forward to. Like, this might be a damn complete team. We might got something cooking here. And even in the midst of all this crazy, all the excitement I'm giving you about the offense, it still feels like you almost got to tell Jalen Hunt to hey man, wait, you got to wait 3 seconds for your pass rush. You got to count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Then you can stand up and get into the pass rush because the damn dude's taking over the damn periods at times. Jalen Hunt he looks like he's going to have the breakout here that a lot of us have been kind of hoping for, and some of us have been predicting it, to be honest with you. With that said, you also heard about Arnold Ebiketie going out there into the flats. And Ebiketie actually getting in and breaking up a pass, taking it away from Eli Stowers, which I know for a lot of people are like, damn, man, we need, we were hoping to give Eli a little bit of momentum, right? Give him a little bit of a confidence boost here. But it's good, man. Make him go earn it. Look, of course we want our rookies to perform well. But these rookies also need to understand that, welcome to the damn NFL, man. These dudes can play on the opposite side of the ball. You're going to have to come out here and earn your bread at this level. I like it, man. I love the fact that these dudes are, it's just not coming easily to them. You're not just going to, completely out-athlete people at this level. You're going to have to be a little bit more nuanced. You're going to have to, really put your ass into the study books and actually learning the tape, actually learning where you're supposed to be and getting trust from the quarterback so that way you can actually, be a complementary piece to the offense. I actually like that. I actually like the fact that we're reading positive things coming out from camp. And like no shit that the offense should have been struggling on days where they're installed. I mean, all they're doing is going up against Rick Woolen, Cooper DeJean, and Quinyon Mitchell. Easy assignment. We heard Makuba had a hell of a day on Saturday. Like, I'm actually kind of glad to hear that the offense is getting pushed. And damn, they show that they got a backbone and they pushed back today. They pushed back. The shit's important, man. You're going to have those bad days. There's going to be days when a defense that's now in the third year of its install is going to be ahead of an offense that's coming into the first year of its install. I've shown you guys during the offseason, not every concept is new to this team, but the coaching and the execution. We had a bunch of guys who weren't necessarily, keen on how to actually do these things. They're watching tape. They're probably listening to peers that they have in the league telling them things. You know what I mean? And they tried to make like a little mini install to our offense over the last couple of years with it, right? Kellen Moore, I don't want to even take a shot at. Kellen Moore knows the West Coast stuff, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't a fully implemented thing to where you had the proper coaching, everything to go with it. And Eagles went out there and sought that this offseason. They went to go get the proper coaching to install it correctly. Of course, the defense is going to be a little bit ahead of the offense. But these are the days you guys should feel excited about. The days where, it's like, oh shit, okay, yeah, the defense is still winning some reps. No doubt about it. Like, they're basically going to have to, create a handicap for Jalen Hunt out here because he's out here eating up our damn line. Of course. And I am concerned that, we're hearing about guys kind of get shuffled along the O-line, missing reps, missing snaps. We suffered a little bit of a setback to one of our UDFAs. And Jaden Roberts, a guy that I actually thought had a legitimate chance. You can never predict a UDFA, man. They got to go out there and earn it. But I thought he had the underlying talent, right? And maybe some of you guys are saying, maybe it's not the worst thing ever because, he can be kind of put, they can control his rights now. And, this is a guy that they could basically, if they want to hang on to him, they want to see him next year when the depth in the line and things don't look quite as good and they want to hold him. This might have given him that critical ability to do that. It's possible, guys, sure. I don't know, man. I think it's encouraging to see that you're hearing about rhythm throw. A rhythm throw is basically when you're talking about getting into a 3-step normally. You could be in 5-step rhythm as well, but you're talking about quick developing passes, guys, right? Earlier today, you heard about one of the interceptions that occurred to where essentially what happened was that they were, I'm assuming from what I'm reading, guys, it was probably a stick concept with a Y stick. And remember, I ran through this with you guys, man. I broke this down line for line for you and showing you what you're supposed to do on a Y stick. And it is a read from the quarterback and the receiver. And if they're not on the same page, it's problematic, right? Elijah Moore gaining a lot of confidence was running that Y stick. And there seemed to have been a miscommunication between Jalen Hurts and Elijah Moore in terms of probably reading the defense. And I'm going to explain to you why I think it was a Y stick and not just a straight up out route. And to be fair, I don't have the clip in front of me to analyze it, guys. I'm just going off of the way I heard it described. I may feel differently if I see the clip itself, guys. With that said, if you're running inside, right, and it looks like an out route and it gets picked off into the flats and there seems to be a miscommunication from the quarterback and receiver, that would lead me to believe that it's not necessarily just a basic out route. More than likely what you probably had there was a Y stick component, which a Y stick means that you run the stick, you sit it down versus zone, and you push flat, almost like an out route. You're pushing flat versus man coverage. And somebody misread coverage here. That's what it would feel like to me if there was a miscommunication on this type of play. Either somebody was too late pushing flat, not recognizing it. Somebody pushed flat when they should have sat it down, or vice versa. You get what I'm saying? They started to sit it down when they should have pushed flat, and it took them a second, like we were talking about earlier, and there was a little hesitation to it. Any of those things, I don't know, guys. Without evaluating the actual clip and what occurred, I'm just saying that from what I heard described, guys, in my experience, that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like that somebody didn't read the defense correctly, and you're going to have these little bit of hiccups, guys. This is the time for those hiccups to occur. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and Jalen Hurts was absolutely on fire coming out. 3 straight plays, man, where he was just absolutely, apparently putting the damn ball on a rope. I heard people debating whether the throw to essentially Dontavian Wicks or the throw to Elijah Moore, which one was the better throw. Well, shit, I don't care which one was the better throw. I care that he came out on damn fire. Give me that. Give me the competitive fire. Give me the quarterback who's very clearly showing you at this point, he can steer the ship. Because if we're going to make up for this kind of stuff, right, all the shit that all these, analysts want to say, all the things that the talking heads want to say, Well, you know what? One person could shut all that shit down. And that's Jalen Hurts living up to like kind of, MVP, all-pro level play. If that guy goes out there and looks like he was looking in 2022, would he look like for a damn good portion of 2023? I gotta be honest, man. Like, it's been a while since we saw it. I understand people saying, hey, man, pump the brakes. We got to see this before we get, this kind of level of crazy. My thing is that we know that the offense is going to be kind of anchored to the run game. But if Jalen can then feed off of when teams start trying to load the box to stop our run game, when teams start making those adjustments to shut it down and try to take away Tank Bigsby, try to take away Saquon Barkley, I got to be honest, man. Like, this is what you want to hear. You want to hear that while the offense may not be catered to put the ball necessarily in Jalen's hands, it's not the way that we're setting it up. If it comes necessary, Jalen has the ability to lead the team and do it. And he's shown that, guys. I mean, come on. Who's looking at that Super Bowl, both performances in 22 and 24, and thinking to themselves that this guy, when called upon, can't answer the bell? I mean, at this point, man, I don't know what the hell some of y'all are looking at. Like, yes, we're trying to get more consistency. We're trying to be more consistent with it. But the guy has shown that in big-ass leverage moments in games, he can make the damn play. There's a lot of really good quarterbacks. Guys that if you're only watching them in shorts and you're watching them throw the football, you think to yourself, man, that dude is super talented. That guy can really spin the rock. But in high-leverage moments, they have not lived up to it yet. And I'm not saying they won't live up to it. I'm not one of these people that likes to go out there and do that. You don't know until they live up to the damn moment, right? Or until they end the career. But there are a lot of guys that, get a lot of pats on the back. That people talk very highly of. That, yes, I mean, if you're watching them in the shorts, just spin the rock. It's pretty. But when you get into those high leverage situations, I don't know, man. Like, I don't see it living up to, some of the reputation of some of these players, to be quite honest. It's been failure to launch for a lot of these guys in those high leverage situations, and Jalen hasn't been one of them. Jalen's one of those guys, like, yeah, you can point to any game. I mean, I can point to games to where even Tom Brady was under a 50 freaking passer rating in the playoffs. Like, but I'm never going to tell you Tom Brady wasn't a great quarterback. You're going to have ups and downs, and of course, the better the competition, the more likely that you're going to have uneven performances, right? Normally, there's something going on with your team when you have that kind of bad of a performance. So, yes, I mean, there's been times where Jalen and the offense didn't get it going in the playoffs, mostly versus the Bucks, and that 21 and 23 playoff game. I'll even say even last year, like, it wasn't great. It's not where it needs to be for us to be truly competitive, but I don't think it reached what we saw in 21 and 23. I think those teams, you knew going in there, like, those teams aren't ready. Like, 23, the team was talented enough to compete. It had completely fallen apart. In 21, that team wasn't talented enough to compete. I think last year in 25, the talent was there. The will wasn't there. So, I'm looking forward to some of the shit we're hearing coming out of camp, man. This idea of unity and being together and, like, these guys having chemistry and, like, each of these guys playing for each other. I don't mean this to be shady at A.J. Brown, guys, but let's just be honest, man. Like, this is going better than I think a lot of people expected. I think a lot of people expected the defense to be absolutely suffocating the offense on every damn rep. And the fact that you're seeing the offense have some spine and is fighting back, hey, man, I'm all for it. I think that's a great thing, to be honest, guys. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. Obviously, I'm filming from the baby's room because she's hearing my voice. And anytime she hears my voice, sir, she tries to interrupt the video. So I have to find unique ways to film right now. All right, y'all. All right, man, I appreciate y'all's time and attention. Hey, guys, listen. If you want me to show you that video where I was talking about and I broke down kind of this idea and the concept of what a wide stick is, I'll throw that video up here for you to kind of review and see that, because that is an important video to have. If you guys want another video where it's a player breakdown, on breaking down scheme or player fit, and like kind of basically like what to expect on the season, I'll throw up a video right here, guys. And with that said, man, thank you all so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing on these videos. It means the world to me. For all y'all that are hyping these videos up, hey, man, thank you all so much, guys. I appreciate y'all for doing that. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out of here.